Today I'm going to pressure can some chicken broth. So let's get started. Here are my 7 half-gallon jars of chicken bone broth. Now I am going to pressure can it in pint-sized jars. So this bone broth I processed in my Instant Pot. So let's take a closer look at some of them. They are different intensities of color and flavor, I'm sure. Now, I've mentioned in another video that I did my chicken bone broth in both Instant Pot and slow cooker. And in the end, the results were that the bone broth processed in the Instant Pot was more gelatinous. And let me show you here. Okay, I am, trying to scoop most of the fat off. Look at that. That is very gelatinous. What I've done is I've removed a lot of the fat. As you see, certainly not all of it. So I'd like to go over some of the supplies or necessities that I need to jar up my chicken stock. I have my stainless steel canning funnel. When I remember, I like to use that when I'm doing a hot pack. I have my vinegar with a cloth to wipe the rims. I have my jar grabber, my magnetic wand for my lids. I'm just going to put that in the pan right now. And I have my debubbler. Now, there's really nothing I need to debubble in this case, but it has measurements. I also have my soup ladle. This is an extra deep one. I think I got it at a thrift shop. So let's get started. I also have my lids and rings here. Typically what I do is pour boiling water over them. So as you see, this is beginning to bubble, almost. I'm just going to start filling my jars now. Let's pour it in. I'm going to place this on the next jar. And actually that looks about right for headspace. Yeah, that is just fine. Okay, there could be a tiny bit more, but you know what? That's fine. I'm going to wipe my rim. Grab myself a lid. Screw it on finger tight, and I'm going to place this in my pressure canner. Let's do another one together. I like to stir it every time because there is sediment. I typically don't, I'm not too fussy about straining out all the sediment. I figure it's good for you. I do put it through a strainer. I put it through a wire strainer, but this is good enough for me. Now I can see that it needs a bit more. There we go. Let's wipe the rim with vinegar. Place on a lid and ring. In all, I have fit 20 pint-sized jars in this pressure canner. Now, I usually do 18. Rarely am I able to fit or maneuver the 20 in. Tonight, I was able to do that. Now, on page 9 of the Presto pressure canner and cooker book, it does state that 20 pint jars is the maximum for this pressure canner. So I'm giving it a try tonight. I think I've done it one other time. Okay, so there's a couple of things I'm going to do before I put my lid on my pressure canner. And those are safety checks. That's something you always want to do. So You want to check your air vent pipe, okay? You want to check the air vent cover lock. Now, over on your pressure canner, I'll show you your locking bracket in a minute. You want to check the sealing ring, which is under there, okay? And your overpressure plug, which is that black little thing. This is the pressure regulator right here. Now, this could do with a cleaning with vinegar. That is the locking bracket. It's firmly in place. So there you go. Those are the safety checks. I'm going to take the remainder of my vinegar and just pour it in the pot. There. Okay, I'm going to line up my arrows. There. I'm going to turn it on to high. Okay, so the vent is venting a steady stream, and I'm now going to set my timer for 10 minutes. The vent pipe has been venting for 10 minutes, and I'm now going to place my pressure regulator on. When this becomes 11 pounds pressure, I'm then going to set the timer for 20 minutes, because that is the processing time for pint-sized jars of bone broth or chicken stock. If you were processing a quart, you would process it for 25 minutes, and that is the same for a 1.5 pint jar. The gauge is now almost at 11 pounds pressure, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my timer for 20 minutes, and I'm going to turn down my element. I'll bring you back when the 20 minutes are up. 20 minutes are now up, and I'm going to turn off my element. There we go. And I'm now going to let this come down from pressure naturally. Okay, so as you see, it's come down from pressure. And I'm ready to take the pressure regulator off and the lid off. So let's do that. Always hold it away from you as you open it. I'll get my jar grabber. Here we go. Look at that. That looks so nice. Here we go. Now this is a green jar. I actually prefer to use the green jars. I mean, I like to see the beautiful color of the bone broth, but I do like to use these, so. I'm not finished though. I think I'm gonna probably get 6 or 7 more jars. So I will bring you back when it is all done. But I'm going to bed. I'm going to continue this tomorrow. Well, here it is, 28 jars of chicken bone broth. So I hope you give this a try. It is certainly nice to have this in the pantry.